Good morning. Hope you are well. I'm just going to wait one more minute for more people to come in. Good morning, guys. And for those that are in already, if anybody has any knee injuries, just make sure that you have either a blanket close by. Morning, Elaine. Or you could do the whole folding up your mat trick as well to cushion the knee. I'll get going in a couple of seconds. Good morning, people coming in. Cool. So for anybody that just came in, I think one person just did, if you have any knee injuries, just make sure that you've got like a blanket close by to you, or we can fold up the mat whenever we are on our knees, but just make sure that you're protecting any injuries, or if you have bony knees like me. Cool, so might as well get started. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to week 3 of Venetrix yoga program. Just a quick recap. So week 1 it was linked to having a positive mindset, and week 2 was linked to discipline. And today it is linked to being creative, so creativity. And then next week we're going to be covering resilience as well. Cool. So just a quick reminder that this class is for all levels. So for beginners, I'll speak through variations and modifications. And for more advanced and intermediate, I'll speak through more intense stretches and perhaps some inversions as well. Cool. So as mentioned, that this class is linked to creativity. So yoga prepares our mind for creative thinking. So you are creating an open state of mind, which is more conducive to clear, creative thinking and also problem solving. And that enhances not just your work, but your mental well-being in general. So think of it as rewiring your brain for innovative thinking. So as I just mentioned as well, creativity helps with problem solving in all areas of our life. So you start to see things slightly differently, better deal with uncertainty. And there's a lot of uncertainty going on in the world at the moment. So tapping into our creativity is very important to just create that clarity within our minds. And yoga will help us do that. Cool. So structure of the class will start with a meditation, just allow us to bring our attention and awareness to the mats. And then we'll come on to a warm-up, just making sure we've got the blood pumping around the body. Then we'll come on to a flow sequence of a series of standing and seated postures. And then we'll end with a laying down, brief meditation and with some positive affirmations that we can take with us throughout the rest of our day. Cool. So let's start with our meditation. So just coming into a cross-legged position to begin with. So this is called Sukhasana. You want to make sure that your knees are lower than your hips. If you can feel tension, then just grab your cushion to begin with. If anybody has a yoga block as well, great. Slide that underneath the base of your spine, so that will elevate your body, and that will allow your knees to go down slightly lower than your hips, releasing that tension, and also it will help with your alignment. So palms either facing up or down on your knees, wherever you want your energy to flow. And everybody taking a deep inhale. We can raise the shoulders up so you can feel the difference between tense and relaxed. And then on the exhale, let's roll the shoulders back and down, creating that space between the neck and shoulders. And if you haven't already, slowly start to close your eyes. So let's start with 3 deep breaths. That allows us to connect the breath with our bodies. So everybody taking a deep inhalation through the nose. And then exhale through the mouth. You have a choice to sigh out as well, if that feels good for you this morning. And again, take a deep inhalation through the nose. Feeling your stomach expand as you fill your body up with oxygen. And then exhale through the mouth. Contracting the stomach close towards the spine as you empty your body from oxygen. And we'll do that one last time. So really going for it this time, taking a deep inhalation through the nose. And really exaggerate this exhale. Think of it as eliminating tension. And we'll start to neutralize our breath. So we'll inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. So creating that rhythm with your breath. And from this moment, create that rhythm that you want to take with you throughout the practice as well. So in this brief meditation, we're going to do a visualization technique. So meditation and visualization are empowering tools to enhance consciousness and self-awareness and to focus the mind. Visualization is a healthy way of bringing positive energy into your mind, body, and spirit. And that is expanding your capacity for creativity. So let's visualize a blue light located just above your belly button and underneath your breastbone. So think of it as a blue orb. Observe how it's making you feel. Is it warm in your body? Is it making you feel light? Then with each breath, visualize this orb getting bigger and bigger. So it starts to expand throughout your body. You can either visualize it warming and filling up the whole inside of your body, or you can visualize it starting to reach the outside as well, as it starts to emanate out of the body. Do you feel protected in this blue orb? Is it covering your whole being? And again, observe how it's making your body feel. Is it waking you up this morning? Is it giving you energy? Making you feel electric? And knowing you can take this blue orb with you throughout your day. Whenever you need a reminder that you are always protected. Whenever you need a moment of peace. So everybody, let's take one last inhale through the nose. And a deep exhalation through the mouth. And then, whenever you're ready, in your own time, slowly open your eyes. Cool, so let's begin with our warm-up. So if you're sat on your cushion or your block, I recommend to just keep that with you now so you can work on positioning your alignment well. So we're going to bring our hands towards our knees still, really working on that posture, making sure your shoulders are down. And we're going to do some head rolls to just warm up our neck this morning. So taking an exhale, we're going to do a half roll our head over towards our right shoulder here. And we'll pause here. So making sure that your shoulders are not coming with you, still making sure they're straight. And we just want to work on the stretching of that left side of the neck here, really pulling down that left shoulder as well, and breathing into each stretch, waking the body up this morning, activating it. So now everybody take an inhale, and on the exhale we're going to do a half roll and we'll come to the other side now. So journeying on over towards our left shoulder, pulling down our right, feeling that nice stretch on the right hand side of our neck. And remembering that this is a warm up, you don't need to be in the deepest of stretches to begin with. So taking a deep inhale and then exhale, we're going to come over to each side one more time. So rotating it over towards the right. This time, if you want to amplify it, you can push the left hand down as well. So flexing the hand and you'll feel a deeper stretch coming along down the shoulder here as well. So we're releasing any tension out of our shoulders. So taking a deep inhale and then exhale. Let's come over towards the other side for the last time. And if you did on the other side, I recommend to do it again, pushing down your right hand, feeling that stretch along the right hand side of the neck. Breathing deeply. And then taking an exhale. We're going to pause in the center here. So bowing your chin down towards your chest, interlocking the fingers, bringing them around the back of your head, and really gently just pushing your head slightly more down towards your chest until you start to feel a nice stretch on the back of the neck, leading all the way down the spine here. Again, if everybody needs a reminder, aligning the spine, growing tall. And with each exhale, bowing your head slightly more towards your chest. And then taking an inhale, coming up, disconnecting the hands. And we're going to do one last position in this Sukhasana. So bringing your left hand up, connecting it to the outside of the right knee. We're going to anchor down our right hand behind us, take an inhale, pulling up and out of the body. And then we're going to exhale, taking a nice twist. So again, we want to make sure that both hips are facing the front. If your hips try to come with you, then just adjusting yourself. You don't need to be in the fullest, deepest twist here. You can come side on or you can come just slightly diagonal. We're just warming up the spine, hydrating our spinal discs here as well. So we're improving circulation. So taking a deep inhale. And then exhale, let's come back round to the front and we'll come onto the other side. So anchoring down the left hand this time behind us, bringing that right hand to connect to the outside of the left leg. Everybody taking an inhale and then exhale will create that nice twist. And again, if you can, gazing over your left shoulder. If not, just coming side on or diagonal. Waking up the spine. It's so important that we move our spine left to right, forward, back, rotating. You're literally keeping the body young by moving mindfully in our spine, helping us in later life. So taking an inhale, and we'll come back to the front. I lied, we're going to do one last position in this Sukhasana. So taking inhale, bringing your both arms up. And we're going to exhale, bringing the elbows down, opening our chest. So we're bringing our arms into a cactus shape here, gazing up slightly, really opening up your heart center, taking an inhale, straighten the arms. And we'll do that again, taking an exhale. So really feel your shoulders pushing down, your shoulder blades connecting at the back. Inhale up and exhale, pulling down, really spreading out the fingers here. And again, inhale up, taking an exhale. We're creating that energy within the body now, starting to warm up. Inhalation, we'll take one last one, exhale. And inhalation up. So now we're going to maneuver. So if you want to take your cushion away, and we're going to start to transfer to coming onto all fours here, coming into a child's position. So connecting the feet at the back, knees either side of the mat, pushing the hips back to sit on the heels, walking the hands forward, coming into a child's pose here. So child's pose is known as the resting pose in yoga. So whenever you feel like you need to neutralize your breath or something feels too strenuous on the body, always coming into a child's pose, think of it as a battery reset. You're resetting yourself, you're recharging, whilst also still doing good for the body. So you can either stay there, or if you want to escalate this, you can bring both of your hands into prayer position, digging your elbows into the mat, and then bringing your hands over the back of the head here. And you'll be able to feel that a deeper stretch along your triceps, as well as opening up your chest. So deep inhales and exhale. And then releasing the hands. We're going to push up onto all fours here. So finding your nice tabletop. We're going to do a few cat-cow positions, which is warming up our spine. So we're going to take an inhale, lower the abdomen down towards the ground, opening up the chest, gazing up into a cow position. Then on the exhale, we're going to do the complete opposite, curving the back, contracting the stomach close towards the spine, rounding the shoulders into a cat position. And again, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And let's just keep going. Inhalation. And exhale. So feeling that freedom within the body here as we warm up our spine. So we rotated our spine. We're now using flexion and extension. So just keep going at your own pace. This is a really nice invigorating stretch to do in the morning as well. For releasing any toxins, any stiffness from our sleep here. And then everybody doing one last cow. And exhale, cat. And then let's neutralize the body. So just doing any freedom of movement here that feels good for you. So you can shake the buttocks from side to side if that feels good. You could do circular motions with your hips down towards the ground. You can even just roll the shoulders back and forth here. Just anything that feels good for your body right now. If you know you need to get rid of any stiffness within the hips, shoulders, and then we'll come on to our next stretch. So bending back again, but we're going to keep the upper body up. So we're on our wrists a lot in yoga. So if you have any wrist injuries, just bringing both of your hands connecting towards the back of the hands together. And then we're going to push them together and you'll be able to feel a nice stretch along the top here of your wrist. So be in control of how deep you create that. If you feel like you want to amplify the stretch, so bringing both hands out in front of you, we're going to externally rotate them so your hands are facing down. And then we're going to try and aim on planting the whole palm down on towards the mat. So your hands are rotated and you'll start to feel a nice stretch along the backs of the wrist here. So if you can't feel that and you're mega flexible, then you can start to lean back. And the more you lean back, the deeper the stretch you'll feel there on the back of the hands. Again, very important that we warm up all of the muscles in our bodies, all of the joints. Nice, and we'll take an inhale and exhale, release, giving your wrists a bit of a shake. You could do a nice counter stretch if that feels good. And we're going to start to move forward, coming onto our stomach here. So just bringing both hands in front of you, lowering down your forearms, and we're going to peel the chest up, gazing forward, and we're coming into a Sphinx pose here. So again, another warming up at the back. We're releasing tension off of our lower back here. Try and gaze the head up as much as possible. Feel your shoulders pressing down. Taking a deep inhale and then exhale. We're going to release. Bringing both hands to the side, pushing back onto all fours. Tucking your toes under, and we're going to find our first downward facing dog. So you can paddle out the heels here if that feels good for you. Just breaking down a downward facing dog. So we're going to think about sticking our tailbone up towards the ceiling here. Really think about engaging your shoulder blades. If you could feel them up by your ears, pulling the shoulders down. You want an even weight between the hands and the feet. So if you could feel more weight on your hands, then you may need to bend your knees, lift the heels up, and then you'll be able to push back more. And then the more that you do a downward facing dog, the more that you can lengthen out your muscles and you'll be able to push the heels down. So we'll do a lot of downward facing dogs in this practice. So always just doing what feels best for your body, taking a modification if you need to. So gaze into your hands at the top of the mat. We're going to slowly walk the feet to join them. And we're just going to hang over here, so feeling like a rag doll. So you can grab onto the outside of your elbows here, and you can swoop from side to side if that feels good. Just making your top half of your body feel heavy. So really losing the head. Straightening the legs as if you can, or you can bend them, depending on flexibility. And then we're going to slowly start to roll up the spine here. So vertebrae by vertebrae, allowing your head to be the last thing to come up. And you can either keep your hands down to the side of you for this, or you can bring your hands into prayer position. And for a brief moment, just close your eyes. So we're going to ignite some positivity, allowing us to have a good practice. Allowing us to feel freedom in movement, which is then creating creativity. And you're starting your day off right. And then you're also bringing forward creativity for the rest of your day, helping with your working day. So let's have a good practice. Everybody taking an inhale and then exhale, releasing the hands. And we're going to come towards the top of the mat if you're not already. And we're going to find a position called Samasthiti. So standing posture, making sure every muscle is engaged in your body. So you want to pull your kneecaps up, engage your quads, your glutes, tuck the tailbone under, engaging your abdomen, taking an inhale, raising the shoulders up, exhale, rolling them back and down, opening up the chest, gazing up. This is your Samasthiti. Everybody taking an inhale, raising your both arms up. Exhale, forward fold, leading with your chest. You can either keep your legs straight or bent. Inhale, half lift, bringing your hands to your shins, gazing forward, creating a flat back. Exhale, planting the palms down. We're going to step back into a high plank. So you have a choice, lowering your knees and then chin and chest to the floor, or you can either come down into a full Chaturanga Dandasana without lowering the body down to the mat, and you swim through to an upward facing dog, or modification, finding that Sphinx that we did in the warm-up, forearms down, and then everybody tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, finding your downward facing dog. So remembering to keep the breath. Your breath creates heat and energy throughout the body, and it's also preventing any injuries. So we're improving our lung function by breathing through movement. So inhale, gaze into your hands at the top of the mat, taking as many steps as you need or one step to join the hands. And then everybody on your exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, raising your both arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti. And we'll do that again. So starting to feel the warmth in the body here. So everybody, inhale, raising your both arms up. Exhale, leading with the chest. We're going to swan dive forward here. Inhale, coming into that half lift again. Hands to shins, gazing forward. Exhale, planting the palms down, finding that high plank. Choice, knees to floor and lower the chin and chest, or you can find that full chaturanga without lowering your body. And then you're going to swim through to that upward facing dog, or choice for that sphinx. And then exhale, tucking the toes under, finding that downward facing dog again. And taking some ujjayi breaths, really deep breathing. Nice, guys. So really feel your muscles elongate and lengthen. Gaze into your hands at the top of the mat. Again, taking one step or a couple of steps to be able to join your hands. And then everybody take a deep exhale. Inhale, raising your both arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti. We'll do Sun Salutation A one more time with a slight variation. So coming and finding your Samasthiti again. And everybody take an inhale, raising your both arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Feel like you're moving in a meditation here. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, planting the palms down, finding that high plank, knees to floor or full chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, hips off of the floor. And now everybody take an exhale and lowering down your forearms, finding that sphinx again. So we're going to bring forward some creativity within this posture. So everybody take an exhale, lower the chest down. And then take an inhale, rippling up, gazing up. Exhale, release down. Inhalation, finding your sphinx again. And let's keep doing that exhalation, lowering down. Inhale, up. And again, exhale, lowering down. So you're rippling within the chest and the back here. And then everybody exhale, lowering down. Tucking the toes under and let's find our downward facing dog. And just pausing here. Experience that your hamstrings may have lengthened. That you feel like you can push your heels down further towards the ground. And as you start to wake up your mind and your body, incorporating relaxation to start your day as well. So from here, we're going to take a three-legged dog. So take an inhale, raising your right leg up. So it doesn't matter on the height here. What matters is the technique. So you want to keep both hips level. You want to bring that right leg that is parallel and flexed. And you'll be able to feel a nice deeper stretch along the left-hand side of the leg here. Remember, in child's pose is always an option as well. So either stay in here or you can bend your right leg and start to open up your hip here. Keeping both shoulders level, keeping both hips open as well. Bending, flexing that foot, we're nearly there. And then inhale, bringing the leg back to parallel. And then we're going to bend that knee in towards the chest and the stomach, stepping it through. Everybody lower down your left knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, finding that half crescent lunge here. So we're going to do those cactus arms again. So taking an exhale, pulling down the arms, opening up the chest. Inhale, up. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, up. So keeping that going, working on opening up your heart center, your chest. So you want to make sure that your right leg is in a nice 90-degree angle. If your knee is going further than your toes, then just bring that out forward, making sure that that left hip is feeling a nice stretch here as you're doing these cactus arms. Exhale. Inhale. And then on this last one, exhale, release. Bringing both of your hands to prayer position, we're going to start to rotate towards our right leg here, bringing our left elbow to connect to the outside of the right knee, and then start to gaze over your right shoulder. So this is called Utthita Parsvankonasana, twisted chair pose. So you can either stay there or you can tuck your left toes under, lifting up your knee, coming into that full lunge. If you want to challenge yourself, you'll feel that deeper along the left hip ligament. And then taking an exhale, lowering the knee, untucking the toes, coming back to center. Lowering the hands down. We're going to come into a counter stretch here. So walking your hands over towards the left diagonal side of your mat, keeping the legs as they are. And bowing down as far as your body allows you to go. Really opening up our hips. Our hips are storehouses of tension. So whenever you stretch out your hips, you feel full ease throughout the whole of your body. Coming back to center, tucking the left toes under, and let's push back into our downward facing dog. So choice to come down to child's pose, as we've been on our wrists a lot here, or you can stay up in that downward facing dog. Your choice, whatever feels good for you. And then whenever you're ready, if you're in that child's pose, tucking the toes under and finding that downward facing dog. And now let's take an inhale, raising our left leg up. So remembering about the techniques that I mentioned, both hips level, both shoulders level, left leg is parallel. And if you need to, you can lift up the heel, bending the right leg for extra support. Bringing your shoulders back and down. This is your three-legged dog. Either stay in here if that is enough, or bending the left leg, opening up both hips here. We're working on strength and stability. So keep that breath going. Really waking up the body this morning. And then we're going to take an exhale, bringing it back to parallel. And then start to contract the stomach, bringing the knee towards the chest, and then planting it down in front of you, finding that low half crescent lunge. So bringing the arms up, thinking about the techniques, that left leg in a 90-degree angle. And then we'll take an exhale, bringing the hands down into that cactus shape. Inhale, up. Exhale. And inhale, up. So keep going at your own speed. The more that you press the hips down in the ground, the deeper the stretch you'll feel in that right hip ligament. Also strengthening up our left leg here. Exhale. Inhalation up. Exhale, pulling it down and away, opening up the heart center. Inhale, up. Let's do one last one. Exhale, really going for it this time. And inhale, up. Bringing both of your hands to prayer position, and we're going to find that Utthita Parsvankonasana. Twisting to the left, right elbow is coming to the outside of the left knee, gazing over your left shoulder, finding that Utthita Parsvankonasana. Again, if you did on the other side, I recommend to tuck the right toes under, lifting up, finding that high lunge. If you want to challenge yourself on balance, feeling a deeper stretch. And then exhale, lowering that knee down, untucking the toes, and we're going to come back to center. Planting your palms down, and let's walk the hands over towards the right diagonal side this time. Really think about leaving your legs as they are as you start to feel this nice stretch. Counter stretching out here. And then inhale, coming back to center. We're going to tuck our right toes under, pushing back, finding that downward facing dog. So again, either staying in that downward facing dog, or if you need to neutralize your breath, finding your child's pose. And we'll just take a small breather here as we've been really working on our muscles, building up that strength, and taking those deep breaths here. And then we're going to start to come onto our next position. So rocking forward on all fours here, tucking the toes under, lifting the hips up, finding our downward facing dog if you're not there already. Gazing towards your hands at the top of the mat, taking a step or a jump to join your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raising your both arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti. So now interlocking the hands around the back, we're going to push them down and away as you start to open up your chest here. So everybody taking an inhale and then exhale. We're going to lead with the chest and come into a nice forward fold here. Let the hands come over the back of the head naturally. So you can be halfway up if you want, or you can be all the way hanging over. Remembering you can either keep your knees bent or straight here. This is a nice deep chest opening stretch. And if you want to feel it more, then concentrate on bringing both of your palms touching together. And breathing deeply here. A nice wake up call, this position. And now everybody taking an inhale, disconnecting the hands, framing each foot, and we're going to roll up the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. And before our head comes up, we're going to bring both hands up. And we're going to do the complete opposite now. So take an inhale, pulling up and out of the body. And we're going to exhale. Feel like you're going up and over a wall here, taking a slight arch within the back. Try not to push your hips out as much. You're literally just going up and over here. Just feeling a nice counter stretch, opening up the chest again. And then exhale, release. Everybody finding your Samasthiti, coming into a sun salutation. Inhalation. Everybody raising your both arms up. Exhale, forward fold, leading with the chest, knees bent or straight. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins, gazing forward. Exhale, planting the palms down, finding your high plank. Either knees to floor, or you can find that full chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, or the sphinx with your forearms down. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to take an inhale, raising our right leg up. And again, contracting it, bringing the knee towards the chest and the stomach, planting the foot down. We're going to adjust the left foot so it comes into a 45-degree angle behind us. And we're going to inhale, finding our warrior one. So we want both hips facing the front of the mat here, lunging down on that right leg and both arms up in prayer position above the head. If you feel like your hip is opening up and you're struggling to bring it center, then you can just adjust that left leg more towards the side, and that will help find that alignment within the hips here. So this is your warrior one. So working on the stability within our legs, we're going to exhale and we're going to find that clasp position again around the back, aiming to keep your legs as they are. We're just going to rotate the body. So we're coming and pointing towards the left diagonal corner here. Taking an inhale, and we're going to come into a surrender warrior. So again, letting your hands come over your head here. Opening the chest, keeping the legs as they are, and keep breathing through this. We're nearly there, then we're going to start to transition down to the floor soon, incorporating relaxation. We're just doing a few more creative movements within our body this morning. So enjoy these last few active moments. Taking an inhale, coming up, and then disconnecting the hands behind. And we're going to adjust our left leg, so we're going to find a warrior two. So the difference here is that our right heel is in line with the center of our left foot here. So the arch of our left foot is where our heel is going to be in line with. Our left hip is coming back. If you could feel it coming forward, then really think about externally rotating both hips out. Arms up into shoulder level, lunging down on that right knee, gazing over your right hand, and this is your warrior two. Really opening up your chest as well, shoulders down. And we're going to be creative with this position, so bringing your hands into prayer position, and we're going to start to rotate the body, so you're gazing towards your left leg here, so just creating a slight twist, keeping the legs as they are. If you could feel your right knee bending in, then again, thinking about that knee going over your second toe. Keep breathing. Imagine how good you're going to feel after this class. So taking an inhale and exhale, finding that warrior two again. We're going to slide the left hand down the left leg, bringing our right hand over the head, finding a reverse warrior here. So lengthening out the torso. We've done a lot of flexion and extension and rotation. So now we're doing a lateral bend. And then inhale, finding that warrior two. Straightening the right leg, turning the right toes in, and we'll turn the left out to find our warrior two on the other side. We're nearly there, guys. Cartwheel your hands down, framing your left foot, and pushing back into a downward facing dog. Or again, you can find that child's pose if you need to neutralize your breath. I promise this is our last side, our last variation, and we'll work on one balancing and then we'll come down towards the floor. So if your mind's gone for a wander, bringing it back using your breath, or you can even visualize that blue orb that we did in meditation. And whenever you're ready, tucking the toes under and let's find that downward facing dog, preparing us for the other side. So taking an inhale, raising your left leg up. We're going to contract it towards the stomach and chest, bring it forward, planting down that right foot in a 45-degree angle, finding our warrior one. So again, thinking about our hips. If our right hip is opening up, we need to bring that right leg towards the side more, lunging down on the left, bringing both arms up. Keeping the shoulders down, breathing through this. So rotating both arms behind, clasping them, and we're going to find that that surrender warrior, rotating towards the right-hand side this time. Inhale before we go anywhere, and then exhale, forward fold. Keeping the legs as they are in that warrior one. We're just surrendering the top half of the body. And again, remember how good your body's going to feel. Keeping your breath going. Taking an inhale, coming up. We're going to disconnect the hands and we'll find our warrior two on the other side. So remembering that our left heel is in line with the center of our right foot. Right hip is going back this time, finding that warrior two. Relaxing any face muscles here. If you tense them up, then your body will tense up. So try and relax. If it feels natural to smile, please do so. And let's find that creativity within the posture again, bringing both hands to prayer position, rotating towards the right-hand side here, gazing over your right leg. Again, keeping that left knee going out. You should be able to feel a nice stretch within your inner thighs here. And then exhale, coming back to center, lifting both arms up into that warrior two, sliding the right hand down the right leg, bringing that left arm over the head, and we're finding that reverse warrior. Really think about bringing that left shoulder back. If it's collapsing forward, then you may need to come up slightly. And again, smiling if it feels good for you. Exhale, finding that warrior two. Inhale, straightening that left leg, turning the left toes in Turning the right toes out, finding that warrior two. And you can take as many steps as you like, or you can challenge yourself, bending deeper on that right knee, and then working on your balance to bring your left foot with your right. And staying at the top of the mat, I'm just facing this way to face you. We're going to work on some balancing here. So come towards a wall if you know you need to, or you can bring a chair forward. And we're going to shift our weight on towards our left leg here. We're going to bring this right leg, bringing the heel close towards the left inner thigh, making sure that our right knee is going out towards the side here, tucking the tailbone under. And we're going to find our hands in prayer position. So modification, grabbing onto a wall, or you can just bring that leg towards the ankle here. So whenever you're feeling wobbly, you have the floor to protect you. So focusing on that if you need to, or bringing it all the way up and making sure that you're tucking the tailbone under, engaging the abdomen, and then bringing the hands in prayer position. And let's find some stillness within our morning. A balanced body is one step towards a balanced mind. So focusing on it for these last few breaths. Taking an inhale and exhale, releasing that leg. Giving your left leg a shake, and we're going to come to the other side. So shifting the weight onto towards the right leg this time. And again, either keeping the leg towards the ankle, grabbing onto a wall, or bringing that foot close towards the right inner thigh, left knee out towards the side. Everybody tuck that tailbone under, engage your abdomen, strengthen up your right leg as well. So if you are slightly wobbly, really pull up your kneecap, your hamstring, your glutes, and I promise your abdomen is going to be your support system here. Bringing your hands into prayer position, picking one spot on the wall. Don't take your eyes off of it in front of you. And let's bring forward that stillness again. And using your breath, relaxing tension within the face, finding that peace. And everybody take a deep inhale and exhale, release. Shaking out that right leg, and we're going to start to transition down towards the floor now. So come in to find your Samasthiti at the top of the mat. And here we go. Inhale, raising the both arms up. Exhale, forward fold, leading with your chest. Inhalation, half lift. Exhale, bringing your hands to prayer position. Planting on the mat. Finding that high plank, and everybody just lower the knees down towards the ground, and we're going to find our child's pose here. So we're starting to bring the heart rate down. We're starting to bring forward relaxation. And relaxation, sometimes people can think that we are taking ourselves into relaxation, sleep, making us feel drowsy. But actually, when we practice relaxation more, we're actually giving ourselves more energy. We're giving our mind more clarity. And it feels like that we're basically recharging ourselves. So we're preparing ourselves for a good, productive day today. And starting to concentrate on that deep breathing. So rocking forward onto all fours, and we're going to come back to sitting on our tailbone here. So you can either face the side of the mat like I am if you haven't got enough space, or you can stay facing forward. And we're going to inhale, lifting both toes up, coming onto our heels, and we're going to slide out our right leg, and we're going to create a half bound with our left leg here. So making sure that your right knee is going up towards the ceiling, you're flexing that foot, and both of your hips are level and both sit bones are down. So it doesn't matter how wide your leg is or how small it is. What matters is about the technique. And we're going to take an inhale, lifting your left arm up, and we're going to exhale, fall towards that right leg. So remembering it with your breath, stretching out. Move that down a bit more. So working on your hips here, feeling that lateral bend as well. And really, if you feel your left hip coming up, then you need to just lift the body up slightly, working on planting that down. Keeping that left shoulder back as well if it's curving forward. And think that you're going in a straight line diagonally rather than curving the body. Thinking about reaching for your toe. And then everybody taking inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. Bringing that right leg in, both knees towards the chest, and we're going to come to the other side. So elongate that left leg out this time, bending in the right leg, shifting your hips so both of them are level. Left knee going up towards the ceiling, flexing that foot, taking an inhale, raising your right arm up, and then with our exhale, we're going to fall towards our left leg here. And remembering, if that right hip starts to come up from the floor, then we may just need to adjust our body up slightly. No matter what modification or variation I recommend, it is very beneficial for every single body type. So if you do have to come up slightly higher, that's okay. Try not to put too much pressure on yourself that you're underachieving or you're not doing enough. You need to do what's best for your body. It's better to be safe than throw yourself into each posture and potentially creating an injury. And then let's take an inhale, calming up, and exhale, release. So coming back round to facing the top of the mat if you're not already. And we're going to take an exhale, rolling down the spine here. Straightening the arms above the head, elongating the legs down towards the other side of the body, of the mat, and feeling a nice deep stretch here. Another liberating sensation in the morning. So we're going to start to walk the feet over towards the left-hand side. So you're creating a half banana shape with your body here. So you can either stay here if that's enough, or we're going to start to tilt the body over towards the left-hand side as well. So we want our right hip and our right shoulders to be planted down onto the mat. If both are lifting up, then you may need to just come back more to that central line. But this is called Bandhandasana, banana pose in yoga. And it's a really nice stretch for the side of the body. If you want to amplify it, then you can hook the right foot over the left and you'll feel that deeper down the side of the leg. We're improving our body symmetry here. Releasing any toxins within the body. And taking a deep inhale. If your right foot is hooked on the left, unhooking it. And we're going to start to tilt the body back to the central line. And then walking the feet as well to join. And then we'll start to come to the other side. So walking the feet over towards the right-hand side. And then either staying there, you can tilt the body over towards the right-hand side as well. Finding that banana shape. And if you did on the other side, I recommend doing it again. Inhale, lifting that left leg, crossing it over the right. And then finding that nice stretch along the left-hand side of the body. So we're coming towards the end of the class now. So starting to reflect on how well you did in this yoga practice. How is your body feeling now? How is your mindset feeling? Do you feel ready for your day? Always being proud of yourself for turning up and wanting to better yourself mentally and physically. So inhale, unhooking the left foot from the right. We're going to bring the body back to center, bringing both feet to center as well. You can come into a tight ball here, so we're feeling a nice counter stretch. And then we're going to exhale, completely relaxing both feet down towards the end of the mat, knees going out to the side as your hips relax, both arms towards the side of the body, and then closing your eyes. Staying down in this laying down position called Savasana. And the point of Savasana is we're relaxing every single muscle that we've just used. So feeling each muscle go deeper down towards the mat. Taking a few deep breaths. And then starting to wriggle your fingers, wriggle your toes. We're starting to come back into our bodies. And we're going to find our cross-legged Sukhasana position. So rolling on towards the right-hand side of your body. Using our left hand to push the body up and aiming to try to keep your eyes closed. Finding your cross-legged position. And we're going to end the practice with some positive affirmations. So you can either repeat each line back out loud or back in your own mind. Creativity always flows through me naturally. Creativity always flows through me naturally. I give myself permission to experiment with my creativity. I give myself permission to experiment with my creativity. My creativity becomes more abundant each day. My creativity becomes more abundant each day. Because I am creative. Because I am creative. So everybody taking a deep inhalation and a deep exhale. And whenever you're ready, in your own time, start to open your eyes. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for coming this morning. I hope it's made you feel really lovely and ready for your day. And I'll hopefully see you all next week for the final class. The theme is resilience. So hopefully see you there next week at 7:15. Thank you, Tom. Have a lovely day. Bye, guys. Thank you. Please feel free to ask me any questions as well. I'm more than happy to help. Thank you, guys.